Welcome to Founders and Funders. This week I have Valentin on the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. Pleasure to be here. Hi, guys.
I've seen your work online, and I've seen the awards or the recognition that you've accumulated over time. But before we get into that, let's start at the beginning of where did you grow up?
I'm not so sure that you want to hear the honest answer, but I will go for it. Originally, I'm from St. Petersburg, Russia. And yeah, I was born 6 years before the Soviet Union collapsed. So my teenager years was during the really dark times in Russia. It's a really beautiful city, and yeah, originally I'm from there.
How did your childhood in St. Petersburg shape you and the things that you did as a kid?
Yeah, as I have already told, it was a dark time. I think it shaped me not in a good way. I became more tougher, more serious, more grumpy because of that, and it took me really long time to become chiller when I arrived to Australia, because many people of my age and a little bit older than me died from drugs, and it was total corruption. It was bandits all around, and the population was really poor over the time. But it was fixed in the beginning of 20th century. Let's start off.
What influenced your creativity growing up in St. Petersburg, and when did you figure out that this was something that you were good at?
Yeah. I was creative since I was a child. I used to draw a lot. I used to write poetry and even got some awards with my poetry. But what shaped me most, I guess, is cinematography. I used to watch a lot of movies. I read hundreds of books. And I started to work when I was 14, 1-4. And I could afford the personal computer to get to myself. And I was watching all the movies I could find. I watched all the Jim Jarmusch, all David Lynch movies. And all the great directors, not only from abroad, but also Russian ones.
And when did you realize that you had talent behind the camera? Because many of us watch movies, I watch movies, but my photos don't look like...
Thank you for saying that I have
my photos don't look like your photos.
Thank you for saying that I have talent. Yeah, it's really nice to hear. When I first realized, I think I was about 24 or 25. I had my camera and I was just a street photographer doing as a hobby. And accidentally I made friends with artistic community in Russia, in St. Petersburg. And they just saw that I'm taking pictures sometimes and show me your work. And I showed them a couple of small projects that I did, and they, wow, let's exhibit it. So probably that was the moment then I thought okay, I'm not doing that bad. It's not a crap. And I just kept going since then.
I mean, I bought a camera and I started pointing and shooting at things, and there's so many settings in it. How did you teach yourself how to use the camera, and what was your first camera?
I'm a self-taught photographer, and I just, learned with the mistakes, the mistakes I did, and overexposure, not too much exposure, too dark, too bright. But later on, internet appeared, so it was convenient to find all the information you want on tutorials, YouTube.
And then hobbies don't always transfer into careers. You took some beautiful photos and then you got positive feedback. How did you decide that you want to turn a hobby or this photography into a career?
Actually, I just did it not that long time ago. Maybe, actually, it's about 3 years. So for many years, photography was my hobby. And probably sometimes the weekend jobs. And it was around COVID time when I just realized that everything can change so quickly. You don't know what will be happening tomorrow. All the world went upside down. And I thought, okay, I have a full-time job. I have a stable income. And I quite like what I do. I was printer technician, but I didn't love it. And I just loved doing photography, and I was doing photography for a really long time. And I thought, okay, I have enough savings for some time, and let's try to make a living with photography.
So how do you, when I'm talking to business owners, my first question is, how do you find your first customer? So how did you find
my
your
first customer was like ages ago. So
Yeah, when you decided, let's try being a photographer, how did you book your first job? And who was it?
my first job I think my first job was in Australia because in Russia it was my hobby and I had much better job back in Russia. I think some of my friends introduced me to their friends and told okay, this guy is a photographer, like check their work on the phone. And they told like, wow, I want a portrait from you. And I was so surprised at first. But I got like more shocked after the question, how much? Because I have never thought about it before then.
How do you value a creative piece? Yeah.
Yeah, so the first photo I did here for the lovely lady was $100
Okay.
for the shoot.
What did you shoot?
I shoot a couple of her portraits and a little bit of her kids.
What happened after that first job? Like, how did you grow this business?
I'm still growing it now, fairly speaking, because at the moment the income is not that stable. I think it's all like that with the creative jobs. You can be super busy for months or two, and you can be like for another month you can have just a few bookings. How I'm managing it, I'm still managing it.
Was there a moment that changed for you that you realized that this could be a career for you once you started?
I just pushed myself into it. I'm still in the process of realization that I can actually make enough income to survive, because I've started doing photography not because of money, just because of passion. And I'm happy to do it even if it will just cover my basic needs. Yeah. Like a rent, foods and groceries.
Yes.
And how I'm managing it, I think I'm still managing it, as I told, because like I'm looking for the customers constantly, and trying new things, bringing myself more on the social media.
How do you describe your aesthetic or your style of photography? Like when people describe your work, because every photographer that I've met has a certain style, and like you choose a photographer based on their style. I never go to a photographer being like, can you shoot like this other person? Because it's almost their signature. Like the lighting, the editing, it's everything. How would you describe your?
I think classical photography inspired me a lot. Like photographers like Helmut Newton, Richard Avedon, Sallyman, Eugene Smith. Richard Avedon has already told it, I'm not sure.
What about their work inspires you or draws you to them?
It was classical black and white photography mostly, and their subjects were people. And it's really influenced me a lot, seeing how one person can capture another person, so it will be like almost a work of art. So at first I was doing a lot of black and white. I still do a lot of black and white, but I'm trying to transfer to color. And how would I describe my style? I have never thought about it, actually.
Yeah.
Because when you name something, it will become this thing. And I wanted it to be like fluent, not fluent, like flowing, like a changing over the time. Because sometimes I look at my old photos and see like, okay, I can do better. And now it's much more different. And I'm questioning myself whether I have changed or just because I was doing it for so long, it just haven't evolved.
Yeah.
So I think it's better to ask other people what they think about my style.
I've asked photographers, like, what is their goal with their photography? And one of them mentioned to me that they want people to see their work and know it's done by them without their signature. Like to see a print or see a photo.
Oh, that's a good point.
And be like, oh, that's a Valentin. That's a Valentine.
I reckon people who know my work, they can see that it's my photo because I heard it from some of my friends who are also photographers, which was really nice because like when you post something, you just see the picture and after that you read who actually posted it.
Yeah. So what attributes of the photos tell your audience like, oh, that's one by you? Like, what do you think are?
Oh, I would love to know, actually. Yeah, I would really love to know.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some stereotypes about my photography for a long time that I always shoot people with the tattoos and black and white
Yes.
and almost naked. So probably for a long time that was the signature.
Yeah.
So people like, okay, another half naked person with a tattoo.
What is your creative process for going from a vision to getting to the final edited photo? Like, how do you plan for like the work that you're going to shoot?
It depends on the photo shoot, actually, and most of the time it depends on the person.
Okay.
I do a lot of model tests. I work with a lot of like emerging models and professional models, and each person is different.
Okay.
So I can just plan basics at the start, and after half an hour it can go completely different way, and it will be even better.
Yeah.
So yeah, it always starts with the person I'm working with, and with the type of job I do.
Yes. You mentioned you look at, before we started, you mentioned that you look at your clients, their profile, their angles to see like what kind of potential shots that you'll shoot with them. Kind of like scouting almost, but like research.
Because basically when the client comes, I see them for the first time most of the time.
Yeah.
And to make myself prepared, I search their photos on Instagram or on Facebook if they have open profiles, and just look how they look, like different angles of them. And it's better to look not only on the photos they post, but on the photos they are tagged on.
Oh.
Because it's more various. And usually those photos are made live, like without any preparations. Like
candid.
Candid photos, Some friends got together and decided to do a selfie.
Yeah. I am still trying to figure this one out. Is people are like, you need to know your angles, you know?
What's your best side?
Yes. And so what are some tips you have on like, what does someone's best side look like? Like if you look at a potential client that wants to shoot with you, what does a good side look like versus the other side? Is it symmetry? Is it like sharp angles? Like what makes it the better side?
I think there is no science behind it.
It's just a feeling.
It's just the feeling. Sometimes people do know their best side and like, okay, this side, let's go.
Okay.
But I actually really love to work with people who have never done professional photo shoots before.
Okay.
So because I have the privilege and like a great honor to help the person to find themselves. So like, what's your best side? I have never thought about it. I don't know. Okay, let's find out. Look at me straight.
Yes.
And now a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left, and let's look together.
Okay.
What angle you prefer?
I think I've shot like thousands of photos last year and I still don't know.
It's a thing. It's a thing because each person see themselves different way. Doing photography for a long time, I can be like super happy with a photo and the person will say, and it can be vice versa. I will be like, okay, it's okay photo, and the person will be like, wow, it's the best shot of me ever done. So there is no science, I think.
Yeah, I mean, mine's still a work in progress.
And because each person see themselves differently, it's always good to go to different photographers. Myself as a photographer, I try to make my photos with other photographers at least once a year to put myself in the model shoes at first, and also to learn from them. So, I don't know. If you haven't found this photo yet, maybe you are too critical for yourself.
I find this is something I talk to with models and photographers is when I see the preview, so there's usually like 300 shots or whatever, and then you cuts down to like 15 selects, and then you have to pick the ones to edit or whatever to the final. Everyone like the ones I like are not the same ones that photographer picks. and like
And that's
similar.
totally fine.
Yeah, we're just like fixated on different things, like little micro expressions, or like there might be more broad in the composition and the whole entire pose, which I'm looking for like one wrinkle or like an angle or like eyes looking somewhere. But I find it very interesting that the photographers always pick a different photo.
Always. Okay.
Most of the time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think when it's collaborative shoot,
Yeah.
it can be challenging because photographer, I love this photo.
Yeah.
I want to post it. I want it in my portfolio. And you will say,
Please don't.
I would rather not.
Yes. Yeah, that's happening.
But when you are the customer, you pick. Usually after the photo shoot, I provide all the photos except like when the person blinked or like really funny or like weird facial expressions.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're the boss. So you select all the one. I can give recommendations, and I always do give recommendations to see like whether the match. And it's also nice, always nice when the person just selects the photo you like. But it's totally fine if they don't.
For sure. The most challenging thing about growing a career in photography, what do you think is the most challenging part of it?
Yeah. I started straight after COVID, and I reckon the most challenging thing is to, how to say it, is to make yourself jump into it.
Okay.
Because if you will have a full-time job that will bring you money, you will consider photography as a hobby and you wouldn't take it too seriously. You will be okay, like I don't have to work, but I have another work which brings me income. But when you jump into it, it's like a jump of faith.
Survival. Like,
Survival at a sense, but yeah, you need to make this jump of faith. And that's the most challenging thing, I guess.
Yes.
And after that, you just keep going no matter what.
Have you jumped in?
Yeah,
Both feet?
that's what I did. I quit my full-time job in 2023.
And now that you're fully in it, what's the most difficult part for you? Is it booking work? Is it scheduling? What's the most challenging part about running a photography business?
The most challenging part is the moment when you are not so busy and you are starting a little bit to lose faith in yourself and trusting yourself. So you need to live through this moment. That I think for me, and for many creative people in the creative field, it's the most challenging thing because, like I don't have bookings for another week or two, and like, what's going on? Will I survive?
Some self-doubt.
Self-doubt, yeah.
What have you learned works best during these times of little work, like the breaks between bookings? What do you do during those periods now?
I have really broad archives with the photos from but you just go back to them and look once again, find new pictures. So I still keep doing photography, but the way I did it before. I do it for myself, and I have one really big and really long personal project about photography. So any chance I have some free time, I go back to this. Because eventually I want to put it in the big exhibition and the book. And that's...
Tell us more about this personal project. What is it?
It's a personal project about people with the tattoos.
Half naked?
Mostly because...
Yeah, you have to show the tattoos also.
Because you need to show the tattoos, and like when you have tattoos, you never feel naked, actually. I have quite a few, and I understand it. It's mostly black and white pictures. It's a modern subject, like modern-ish subject, because tattoos are with us for a long time, but captured like in a classical way. But silly me, I just started a new project recently.
What's this?
I wouldn't tell much because like I got only prompts for it, and I just wrote everything I want to do. It will be about immigrants, about first-generation Australians.
Oh, wow.
And it's partly collaboration, because for this project I needed some exact pieces to be built, and a friend of mine already built these pieces for me. So it's a partly collaboration with this artist, because what he created is so beautiful. I'm very happy with it.
What's the biggest lesson you've learned as a creative professional now that you didn't know going into it?
Believe in yourself and keep going. I reckon, yeah. That's the mantra.
And has living in different countries changed your photography? You grew up in St. Petersburg. You now live in Melbourne, Australia. How has your point of view or your style evolved in different countries and cultures?
Actually, it's a really good question because since I moved to Australia and settled, I kept on going, posting some photos I took on my social medias, and the response from people from my motherland, from St. Petersburg, was like, "Is it you? You are more positive now. The photos are more brighter." And yeah, many people were surprised, like, "Yeah, guys, it's a much brighter place than St. Petersburg." Because living in St. Petersburg, it can be like dark, cold, and rainy for a good half of a year or even more.
Yes.
You can see, it has changed really much since I came to Australia. But growing up in St. Petersburg, yeah, it's a really dark place, and it eventually affects your mood.
And the
such a
photos
place
that you
as
take.
Australia makes you more positive, makes you more open to people. And yeah, it took me some time to be less grumpy after I moved here. I just remember myself when I just arrived, because St. Petersburg and Russia, it's a completely different setting. People don't smile to each other on streets. They're not that friendly. And here it's completely different, and I love it. I mean, like, yeah, Australia was love from the first sight.
I love being back in Melbourne. Like, I feel like it's very multicultural, very artistic.
Babylon. When I just arrived here, I thought, okay, that's the Babylon. When people of colors of skin, of languages, of cultures just like were mixed together.
Yes. And you take portraits often. I've seen some portrait work that you do. What do you love about doing portrait photography?
I love meeting with people. I love talking to people. Probably that's what brought me into portrait photography, because we're living in the men's world, in the humans world, not in the men's world, like in the humans world. And I just realized that it was my, not niche, but my passion and desire. I was too much introvert as a teenager and as a child. And at some point, it helped me to get out of my shell, to talk to people more, and to realize, like, yeah, I want to do it.
I find that when I take portraits, like, the camera exposes who you really are. Like, it's really difficult to like hide your true feelings, or like for me, I'm terrible at like pretending I'm someone else. So like people are like, oh, you look scared or uncomfortable or like really happy or like really sad. And like those are emotions I truly was feeling, even if I was trying to mask it. So like it could just be me, but like in my photos, like I'm not good at playing another character. And I think portrait photography for me, because they're not models, it's people taking photos of themselves. It's such a really vulnerable place at the same time, and you're taking a very honest photo. Oh. That's what I notice when I see portraits. Like,
oh, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. How do you see your work evolving in the next few years?
I have a goal for myself.
Okay.
Recently, I realized that I want to do more fashion shoots.
Okay. Why?
Like a big project. Because I did a few and I loved it. I love this process. And there is actually there are two good reasons.
Yeah.
First, it brings more money. Let's be honest. And the second one, I receive a lot of requests and messages from interesting people, from models, from emerging models who wants to work with me. And sometimes I can't do it because like I need to make living with my photography. And doing these fashion shoots, I can also help these people to get a gig.
Yeah.
So we will work together and they will be paid. Win-win.
Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about the economics for it. Like, being a photographer, I can only imagine, requires quite a bit of gear.
Yeah.
And also the income, like you mentioned, is not very predictable. You don't really know. How do you decide, how do you manage this unpredictability in this full-time business that you run? Like, do you budget for the year? Do you, like, how do you organize this company, this business?
Recently, maybe a year ago, I had a small business planning tutorial, not tutorial, like I learned business for about a year.
Okay.
And by the end of this studying, everyone was have to make a business plan, their first business plan. And that's what I did. And I'm trying to stick to it.
Okay.
But sometimes it's different.
What's involved in business planning? Like, what do you like forecast out your expenses for the year? You like figure out the investments you're going to make and like predict the income based on the number of jobs?
You are trying to predict income because you never know. But your expenses, you pretty much know how much you need for the year.
Yeah.
Even like the simplest banking app shows you by the end of the year or each month, like how much did you spend on each thing. So it's a little bit predictable and really unpredictable.
So what advice do you have for an aspiring hobbyist photographer who wants to jump into becoming a photographer full-time?
Don't. Just don't. Because humanity to survive need more doctors, scientists, builders, plumbers. But I'm kidding. If you really want to do it, if you really, really want to do it, you should ask yourself a few questions. Are you ready to be rejected? Are you ready to sit with no bookings for a long time? Are you ready to failure? And are you ready to failure but keep going even after the failure? If the answer is yes, do it.
Great. What frameworks or what model do you use to decide what jobs you take on and what you don't do? Because probably as a model or as a photographer, you can shoot multiple things. You can shoot portraits, you can do test shoots, you can shoot model portfolios, you can do events, like you can shoot so many things. How do you decide what jobs you take on and focus on?
I do all people photography except a few things. I have never done weddings because my philosophy is it's better to party on the wedding than to work on it.
Okay.
And I don't do newborns.
No newborns.
Yeah, I don't work with people before 6 or maybe 9 years old.
Why is that?
From one point of view, it's an ethical reason. These people are just forming,
no
and the parents just drop them into this world. And even nowadays, we have all this like cell phones, mobile phones, and my philosophy: parents should make portraits and pictures of their kids because that's why they will be special for them. Because you have a kid, you make a photo of the kid, and back in the days, you remember yourself in this age, you remember your kid at this age. And and most of the newborn photography, which I don't do, fairly speaking, looks like a object photography, because it's like a small baby wrapped up in something, put it in the middle of the frame, sometimes even in the basket, like, come on, in the basket. It's human beings, it's not fruits or something.
A couple more questions. What do you attribute your success to? So what do you attribute your success to?
For me, it's already success doing the things I think I love, because I really love doing photography.
Yeah.
And if I will be able just to survive on it.
Yeah. What has made you successful? What has made you successful? Like, is it your style? Is it your...
I can call myself successful.
I think so.
I'm getting there slowly, step by step. I don't know. Recently, I received a comment on Instagram from a guy on the photo of two models. It was something like, okay, next time it's my turn to take pictures of you guys. I'm pretty sure that he addressed it to this model, to those models. And I replied to him honestly, okay, get yourself a camera, become a photographer, build a portfolio and reputation, and do it. So, yeah. As I'm already told, I still think I'm on my way, and it's much more longer way than I have already done.
Very good. And for our listeners who want to follow you and see your work, what do you have in store for this year? Like, what do you have planned?
I have a couple of really beautiful collaborative artistic photos from last year, which I haven't posted yet. Because, I treat it like a good wine. You need to sit for a bit longer.
Yeah.
And my goal is to dive more into like fashion shoots, bigger projects, because I did a few last year and I really loved it. It's still creative, and more people involved in the photo shoot, the more creative it gets. And when a bunch of people, some people, a lot of people, a number of people, I don't know how to say it correctly, have the same goal and same desire working together, that's when magic happens.
Yeah. And where should people go to follow your work?
It's my Instagram. You can just dial ZHM and I will appear first. And also there are all links on my Instagram, Linktree. So nowadays just Instagram. I do have a website, professional website for clients.
Great. I will put it in the show notes so people can find you easily. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming in.
Before we finish, a quick note on our podcast workflow. We use Riverside to help create episodes both in person and remotely, whether we're recording with one camera or multiple. It's a big part of how we keep things flexible while maintaining quality. If you're thinking about starting a podcast or creating content, there's more information in the show notes.